which I did because it wasn't showing a lot, you know, and I thought it was a bit strange, but then you sort of forget.
Wonder what goes on behind the scenes at Hollywood auditions? From odd requests to downright exploitation, things often get ugly. Here are the 15 worst script demands in Hollywood history.
It was another like 45 minutes to get that thing glued on, and I wanted to go home to my 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to spend time.
Number 15. Thandie Newton. Civilization may be rapidly advancing, but it's painfully evident that the entertainment industry isn't. Nearly every female actor in Tinseltown has experienced a form of harassment, body shaming, sexism, or prejudice. Disguised as constructive feedback, women have endured bullying, criticism, and diminishment regarding their physical appearance. They've been coerced into dressing in ways that make them uncomfortable. Worse still, some have faced harassment from predatory figures abusing their power in the industry. Such is the case of the amazing Thandie Newton, a woman loved and adored by all. One of her most notable roles was in the critically acclaimed film Crash, where she portrayed Christine Thayer, a woman struggling with the aftermath of a car accident. Her beautiful portrayal earned her widespread recognition and a BAFTA award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. And who can forget her versatility in films like Mission Impossible 2, The Pursuit of Happiness, and Solo, a Star Wars story. Whether she's portraying a conflicted character in a gritty drama or a fierce warrior in a sci-fi adventure, Newton's talent and charisma shine through, captivating audiences with each performance. Her ability to bring depth, nuance, and authenticity to her characters has made her a beloved figure in the world of cinema, earning her a dedicated fan base and widespread acclaim. But sadly, she was born into an unkind world. In a candid interview with W Magazine, Newton revealed a harrowing experience during an audition that left her feeling violated and exploited. Recalling the disturbing encounter, she described how an unnamed director subjected her to degrading requests, including filming up her skirt and asking her to engage in explicit acts. Despite feeling uncomfortable, Newton complied, rationalizing the situation due to the presence of a female casting director. But little did she know, this was just the beginning of a nightmare. You see, years later, Newton was confronted with the unsettling truth when a producer approached her at a film festival, hinting at having seen her compromising footage. Shocking and appalled, Newton's husband confronted the producer, uncovering the horrifying reality that the director had been sharing the audition tape with his friends during poker games at his house for their twisted amusement. Yep, your guess is as good as mine. The wicked director and his group were told to get off on the videos. Sick, right? Sadly, the story gets even darker. Prepare to question everything you know about Hollywood.
Resume out.
I don't need a fucking escort, you piece of shit. What, you think I'm a fucking retard? Take your fucking job and fucking shove it.
Number 14. Charlize Theron. Born in August 1975, South African-born Charlize Theron has cemented her place as one of Hollywood's leading talents. With a career spanning decades, an Academy Award under her belt for her role in Monster, and numerous other accolades, she's undoubtedly a force to be reckoned with in the industry. However, like many women in Hollywood, Theron has unfortunately faced the dark side of the industry, where powerful men exploit their positions of authority for all the wrong reasons. Now, you might be a bit surprised to hear Theron's name pop up regarding the theme of sexual script demands, given that she once said, "Stripping before the lens is as easy as drinking." Quoted by the Courier Mail, the thespian said, "I don't really think about it. I read the scene, and if it makes sense, I do it, whether it's a nude moment or sitting at a bar drinking." But pay close attention to her words because she's only a true actress, a woman who does whatever is needed for the success of her movies. But what happens when that power is taken away from her? In a 2018 interview with the Seattle Times, Theron expressed her support for the Me Too movement, highlighting the need for change in the industry. But it was her shocking reveal that had us reeling. On the day, Theron recounted a disturbing experience early in her career when she was just 18 years old. When she was sent by her agent to audition at a producer's house, she found herself in an uncomfortable situation. The man greeted her in his pajamas, with Muzak playing in the background, a far cry from the professional setting she expected. Being smart, she realized that the setting was a bit strange, but willing to get the role, she played it cool and gave the unnamed director the benefit of the doubt. However, the producer's behavior became even more inappropriate as the evening progressed. He offered her a drink and sat uncomfortably close to her. And when she asked if he wanted her to read the script, he said no and touched her knees, saying he only wanted to talk. It was a really disgusting moment, and it hurts to think about what could have happened to the young actress had she not left the producer's house, visibly shaken if I may add. It was a moment that stayed with her, permanently etched in her memory. Years later, she found the courage to challenge the unnamed producer, but sadly, he denied having any recollection of the encounter. But here's where things get scary. According to the Academy Award-winning actress, the unnamed producer is still an influential figure in Hollywood to this very day. It makes us wonder what dirt he has lurking underneath the surface. That said, Theron's story serves as a stark reminder of the pervasive culture of exploitation and abuse in Hollywood, where even the most talented and successful actresses are not immune to the predatory behavior of powerful figures. Her bravery in speaking out is a testament to her resilience and determination to create a safer, more equitable industry for future generations. And we do hope it happens soon, because the next woman on our list has a more shocking experience.
After the war, they didn't know each other anymore. Didn't like each other. He left you.
Number 13, Maggie Gyllenhaal. Born in the 1970s, Margie Gyllenhaal has grown to be a versatile actress who combines all of the good traits of the classic and contemporary eras of Hollywood. Known for her captivating performances and ability to immerse herself fully in her roles, from compelling dramas to thought-provoking independent films, she has proven time and again why she's one of the most amazing actresses of her time. We can't even dare to forget her performance in the film Secretary, where she portrayed the complex character of Lee Holloway, a young woman exploring her sexuality and desires. Her sublime performance earned her widespread praise and established her as a force to be reckoned with in the industry. And as she continued to impress in roles such as Sherry Baby, Crazy Heart, and The Dark Knight, it's clear that she's taking no prisoners. However, even someone as talented and respected as Gyllenhaal has faced demeaning and degrading experiences in Hollywood. In a shocking revelation, she once talked about a particularly disturbing audition where she was asked to sex it up in order to land a role. On the day of the audition, she wore a black linen dress but was sadly told that it wasn't good enough. The directors wanted her to reveal her body more, or she wouldn't land the role. And despite her efforts to conform to the expectations of the casting director by donning leather pants and a revealing camisole, she was still rejected for the part. Why? No idea. They probably wanted her to be nude or something. In any case, the degrading experience left Gyllenhaal feeling disillusioned and frustrated with the industry's focus on appearance and objectification. Worse, it also serves as a stark reminder of the systemic issues of sexism and misogyny that continue to plague Hollywood, perpetuating harmful stereotypes and limiting opportunities for talented actresses. But hey, if you think Gyllenhaal's audition ordeal is upsetting, just wait till you hear the shocking story from the next character on our list.
But if you want to go ghetto on me, I will beat you at that game every fucking time.
Number 12, Emmy Rossum. Born in 1986, Emmy Rossum is a shining example of how talent and charisma transcend age notions of Hollywood stardom. With her captivating performances in front of the silver screen, including the hit series Shameless, she captured the hearts of audiences worldwide, proving that you don't need to be part of the old guard to make a lasting impact in the industry. Her portrayal of Fiona Gallagher, a complex and resilient character, earned her widespread acclaim and adoration, solidifying her status as one of television's brightest stars. However, Rossum's journey in Hollywood has not been without its challenges and pitfalls. She had to fight her way up to stardom with both fists, trampling sexism and demeaning directors. Just like some actresses who are asked to audition in bikinis or perform explicit acts to land roles, Rossum found herself in a similarly uncomfortable situation, albeit worse. Recounting a disturbing encounter with a director, she revealed that she had been asked to come into his office in a bikini, with no audition required. The director's reasoning, you ask? He wanted to see if her body was in shape for the role. And here's where things get wild. After asking for the script to ensure what kind of role was demanded of her, Rossum found out that the character she was to portray neither had a nude session nor required a bikini whatsoever. The director simply wanted to see her almost naked, just for the sake of it. It's truly sickening. The request left Rossum feeling outraged and disrespected, as she realized that her talent and body of work were being overshadowed by superficial and demeaning demands. Despite momentarily considering the offer out of curiosity about the role, she ultimately refused to compromise her principles and integrity. However, Rossum's defiant stance against the harassment is only one side to the story. The incident still serves as a terrible reminder of the pervasive culture of objectification and sexism that continues to plague the entertainment industry. And if you thought Rossum's ordeal was a troubling eye-opener, you just wait till we uncover the nasty tales from the dark side of Hollywood's golden era.
Scarecrows don't talk.
It's pleasant down that way, too.
That's funny.
Number 11, Judy Garland. Enter 1939. The year when Judy Garland burst onto the silver screen, captivating audiences with her mesmerizing portrayal of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz despite being 17. Like a raging gust of wind, she instantly became a household name with her infectious charm and undeniable talent, winning hearts across the globe. Her meteoric rise to fame left the industry buzzing with anticipation, eager to see what she would do next. But while you'd be forgiven for thinking her life changed for the better, in reality, fame crushed most of her dreams. As one of MGM's brightest stars, she was expected to maintain a pristine image of youth and innocence. She couldn't even make decisions on her own. In a bid to break free from the company's clutches, she married bandleader David Rose at the age of 19 without their consent. But Garland's defiance was met with swift retribution. Unhappy at the thought that the star they desperately wanted to remain young in the eyes of moviegoers was acting like an adult, Garland was ordered back to work within 24 hours of her marriage. And it didn't take long for her to get trapped in yet another suffocating cycle of expectations and obligations. When she became pregnant by Rose, her own mother, Ethel, colluded with the studio to arrange for Garland to undergo an abortion, fearing that motherhood would tarnish her virginal image as America's sweetheart. Tragically, this was not an isolated incident. When Garland found herself pregnant again, this time from an affair with Tyrone Power, she was once again coerced into terminating the pregnancy, further eroding her sense of autonomy and agency. These traumatic experiences took a toll on Garland, both psychologically and emotionally, laying the groundwork for the struggles that would plague her later in life. In the end, Garland's untimely death at the age of 47 from an overdose of barbiturates shocked the world, underscoring the devastating consequences of unchecked fame and the relentless pressures of the entertainment industry. But as we continue to unravel the dark secrets of Tinseltown's past and the shocking demands placed on its stars, you might want to brace yourself because nothing will prepare you for the traumatic story that comes next.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss and not descend.
Number 10. Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting. Face it, no duo in Hollywood has ever burst onto the scene quite like Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting. They were only teenagers when they electrified Hollywood and the entire world in the 1968 version of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Directed by Franco Zeffirelli, the 1968 movie was a huge commercial success for a myriad of reasons. To start with, it became a popular secondary school fixture and even got nominated for 4 Academy Awards. And when you consider the fact that its stars, Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting, briefly dated after captivating audiences with their chemistry, the film exceeded all expectations by a country mile. Alas, it was anything but innocent. The film had a shocking script demand that stirred controversy. Olivia and Whiting were to share a bedroom scene that included images of the pair being naked. Yep, we're talking bare breasts and derriere all out in the open. But here's where things get even worse. In a lawsuit filed against Paramount for sexually exploiting and distributing nude images of adolescent children, the pair claimed that the late Zeffirelli assured both actors that there would be no nudity in the film and that they would wear flesh-colored undergarments for the bedroom scene. However, it was all a lie to exploit them. In the film's final days of shooting, the director allegedly pressured them to perform nude with body makeup, stating that the picture would fail otherwise. And just in case you still haven't grasped the sheer cruelty in the bigger picture, Hussey was 15 at the time, with Whiting being a year older. It is deeply disheartening to learn of the exploitation endured by Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting at the hands of the director and studio during the filming of Romeo and Juliet. The fact that they were manipulated and coerced into performing nude scenes against their wishes speaks to a disturbing pattern of exploitation within the industry. And don't even get us started on how the director's blatant disregard for the actor's consent and well-being highlights the pervasive culture of exploitation and abuse that has plagued Hollywood for far too long. It raises serious questions about the ethics and integrity of those in positions of power within the industry. If such exploitation could occur so easily and without repercussions, it begs the question of how many other actors have been similarly mistreated in the past. Until there is meaningful change and greater accountability within the entertainment industry, it's heartbreaking to think actors will continue to be vulnerable to exploitation and abuse, especially when leading actresses have to make out with like a dozen guys just to test chemistry. You don't believe me? Well then, look who we've got next.
Ask me that question. What a forward young man you are. My goodness.
Number 9. Anne Hathaway. Renowned for her versatility and captivating performances across various genres, Anne Hathaway is easily one of the most recognizable actresses of the modern era. From her breakout role in The Princess Diaries to her Oscar-winning performance in Les Miserables, she has consistently impressed audiences around the world with her talent, charm, and beauty. However, her journey in Hollywood hasn't been without its challenges. In a recent interview with V magazine, she revealed a disturbing aspect of the industry's casting process during the late 1990s and early 2000s. At the time, it was considered normal for actresses to make out with actors, even multiple times, just to test for chemistry. She found it appalling. Recalling her own experience, she recounted being informed that she would have to make out with 10 different actors as part of the audition process for a role. And guess what? Despite feeling uncomfortable and repulsed by the idea, she gave in to the pressure. She feared that she'd be labeled difficult to work with, which would have greatly affected her chances of getting roles in the future. Can you imagine the traumatic dilemma she must have felt? She must have felt stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. It goes to show the toxic dynamics and power imbalances that have long existed in Hollywood, where actors, particularly women, have been expected to endure inappropriate and exploitative situations to further their careers. But while it's worth mentioning that she also stated the dynamics have changed and actors, especially women, have more support than in the past, Hollywood still has a lot of ground to cover if they want to set things right.
Got everything I need right here with me. Got air in my lungs and a few blank sheets of paper. I mean, I love waking up in the morning not knowing what's gonna happen or who I'm gonna meet, where I'm gonna wind up.
Number 8. Leonardo DiCaprio. In the tumultuous history that Hollywood prefers, you forget insane script demands aren't always confined to sexual, harassing, or insulting scenarios, especially when they're thrown at women. Even beloved heartthrobs like Leonardo DiCaprio often find themselves enduring unimaginable challenges in the pursuit of cinematic excellence. Take, for instance, the man, the myth, the legend of Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's be real, guys, it's a name that needs no introduction. He's everyone's favorite sweetheart, known for his captivating performances that leave audiences spellbound. And who could forget his iconic role in Titanic, where he effortlessly swept everyone away with his portrayal of Jack Dawson. The never-aging actor has a knack for making acting look easy. But don't be fooled by the ease of his performances. Behind the scenes, he's no stranger to the rigors of his craft. In the harrowing film shoot for Alejandro González Iñárritu's The Revenant, DiCaprio faced a grueling ordeal that pushed him to his physical and mental limits. In the words of one of the crew members, the survivalist epic was a living hell. The production faced extreme weather conditions, with the cast and crew enduring blistering temperatures. The budget expanded due to an extensive search for snow, leading to crew members leaving the project. And in a battle scene involving 200 people, actors were submerged in freezing water, with one of them allegedly dragged naked across icy terrain. No one was spared from the chaos, not even DiCaprio. It was demanded of him to go to extreme lengths while acting, including sleeping on animal carcasses and eating raw bison liver. These and many more were required to authentically portray the hardships faced by his character. At one point, he suffered from freezing cold and was at risk of hypothermia a couple of times. Be that as it may, in spite of the immense challenges, the sacrifices paid off. Iñárritu would go on to become just the third director to win back-to-back Academy Awards for Best Director, while DiCaprio finally clinched his first Best Actor trophy. The accolades ended up being the icing on the cake to crown his unwavering commitment, proving that sometimes the most grueling journeys lead to the greatest rewards. But speaking of grueling requirements for a cinematic experience, up next is a rather puzzling one.
You know, what do you know about love? What do you possibly think you know about love? You know, I'm sick and tired of men using love like it's a...
Number 7. Halle Berry. Have you ever wondered what's the longest you've gone without a shower? Close your eyes and put a number on it. Could it have been a few days, a week, maybe even more? Well, brace yourselves for a story that might just blow your mind. Our story takes us down memory lane, back to Spike Lee's 1991 movie Jungle Fever, where Halle Berry and Samuel L. Jackson shared the screen and showcased impeccable chemistry in the romantic drama. The film made an amazing portrayal of themes of relationships and societal prejudices, offering a compelling narrative that captivated audiences. However, it was behind the scenes where Berry's commitment to her craft took an unexpected turn. In preparation for her role, Berry embarked on a daring journey that would make even the most dedicated method actors raise an eyebrow. You see, puzzling reports surfaced claiming that she spent several weeks without bathing, with some sources suggesting her hygiene hiatus extended as long as 2 months. And as funny as it might seem, it wasn't just rumors. In an interview with talk show host Wendy Williams back in 2012, Berry confirmed the tale, admitted to abstaining from showering for a staggering 8 weeks. And if you think that's wild, imagine being Samuel L. Jackson, who had to endure the lingering aroma on set. Take a moment to let that sink in. So why the extreme method of acting? Berry revealed that she was initially auditioning for a different role, but eventually became more interested in portraying a crack-ho character for director Spike Lee. And of course, part of the requirement was for the actress to look all raggedy, a challenge that Barry handled head-on. Thankfully, the stank paid off. Her dedication to her craft paved the way for a memorable performance that kicked off an illustrious career that now has spanned decades. But what do you think? Would you go that far just to meet the demands of a lead role? Now, if you think Hallie's story was mind-blowing or perhaps even unsettling, just wait until you hear about the creepy script demand our next character had to follow. You're going to be rattled.
Whoa, what's wrong with you?
I know what you're planning, sir. I will not be surprised.
What are you talking about? Tracy!
Number 6. Jonathan Frakes. When it comes to iconic sci-fi franchises like Star Trek, fans have come to expect all sorts of out-of-this-world experiences, including encounters with strange alien delicacies. But sometimes, what appears on screen isn't as alien as it seems. In the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Conspiracy, the crew finds themselves facing off against mind-controlling insect creatures bent on taking over the Federation. In a chilling scene, possessed officers gather around a table, indulging in bowls of what appear to be living worms, showcasing the eerie transformation they've undergone. While some fans speculated that the actors were merely dining on creatively disguised Earth cuisine, others believe that Jonathan Frakes, known for his role as Commander Riker, actually consumed live worms on set. In a 1996 interview with Entertainment Weekly, Frakes confirmed the stomach-turning truth, revealing that he indeed ate a live grub worm during the filming of the episode. But Frakes' commitment to his role didn't stop there. In another episode titled Skin of Evil, he volunteered for yet another unsettling task, swimming in a pool filled with Metamucil and black printer ink to bring a scene to life. These behind-the-scenes revelations shed light on the dedication and sacrifices made by actors to deliver memorable performances in the world of Star Trek. So the next time you watch an episode of Star Trek and witness the crew's encounters with strange and otherworldly phenomena, remember the real-life challenges faced by the actors who bring these adventures to life. Jonathan Frakes' willingness to go above and beyond for his craft is just one example of the commitment and passion that have made Star Trek a beloved and enduring franchise. But hey, when it comes to bizarre on-set experiences that can make your stomach turn, you've seen nothing yet. Our next guy had a script that made Jonathan Frakes' wormy details sound way better. Number 5. John Leguizamo. In the realm of dark and intense performances, few can forget John Leguizamo's portrayal of the clown in the 1997 film Spawn. His portrayal of the sneering supervillain is hailed by movie buffs as one of the most memorable performances in the late 1900s for 2 reasons. 1, the actor fully immersing himself in the role, and secondly, a disgusting dessert. Alongside stellar co-stars like Michael J. White and Martin Sheen, Leguizamo brought to life a character both grotesque and captivating. As the clown, Leguizamo donned bizarre facial makeup, embodying a nauseating street punk with an insatiable appetite for horror. And speaking of insatiable appetites, we wouldn't dare forget the dreaded scene that pushed Leguizamo's commitment and will to the utmost limits. In a chilling scene, the clown was shown devouring a pizza adorned with wriggling maggots. The visceral imagery looked way too real to be fake. In rapid time, viewers sparked debate amongst themselves about the authenticity of the scene. Was it real or just clever trickery? In 2014, Leguizamo finally gave an answer to the million-dollar question with a tweet saying, "Yes, I did eat maggots in Spawn," before cautioning his fans against attempting such feats themselves, urging them with a lighthearted "don't go there." While Leguizamo all but expressed his willingness and enthusiasm to potentially return as clown in the long-awaited Spawn reboot film, he did mention that he had his boundaries, particularly regarding filming the gross-out maggot-eating scene in the original film. He said it was a one-time thing, and there was no way he was going to entertain a freaky script yet again. Well, it's a good thing that Hollywood's gotten better at CGI, right? Now, if you've made it this far, chances are that you're enjoying every bit of it. So why don't you subscribe and hit that post notification button so you never miss out on another captivating release. But while you're at it, can you guess who we've got next? Number 4. Tony Todd. Tony Todd, a veteran actor revered for his commanding presence, soothing voice, and unforgettable performances, is one of the few actors who never fails to captivate audiences. And the best part is that he's been consistently doing it for decades, thanks to his talent and versatility. Known for his deep, resonant voice and imposing stature, Todd brings a sense of authenticity and gravitas to his roles, earning him a devoted fan base. With notable accomplishments in both film and television, including iconic roles in Platoon, Night of the Living Dead, and Star Trek The Next Generation, I dare to say Todd has cemented his status as a respected figure in the entertainment industry. However, Todd's acting journey has not been a bed of roses. In his portrayal of the titular horror villain in the 1992 film Candyman, Todd faced a particularly daunting task. The franchise showcased swarms of bees crawling out of him, emerging from his sleeves, chest, and even his mouth. So given how CGI was an expensive and seldom used option for horror films in the 90s, the producers had to improvise. Real bees had to be used. However, despite the inherent risks and discomfort involved, actor Tony Todd endured the ordeal, enduring over 20 bee stings during filming. But before you feel too sad for him, it's probably worth adding that the actor struck a lucrative deal with the film's producers, ensuring he received substantial compensation alongside his supply of calamine lotion. Through shrewd negotiation, he secured a unique arrangement with the film's producers, earning a bonus of $1,000 for each bee sting endured during the harrowing bee scene. So given how he got stung 23 times by his account, you should probably do the math. I'm sure he was smiling at the bank after that hefty paycheck. That said, I'm pretty curious to know what you'd have done if you were in Mr. Todd's shoes. Would you have taken the deal, or are the painful stings of a score of bees too big of a deal breaker for you? Let us know in the comments.
Gave me Carmine. Why don't you just marry Carmine? Get a little gold microwave and put it on a chain around your neck. You want to be more like Carmine? Why don't you build something like he does?
Number 3. Jennifer Lawrence. While Hollywood is often portrayed as a glamorous dreamland, with actors enjoying a life of luxury and fame, the reality behind the scenes is often far from idyllic. Under the glitz and glamour lies a world of intense competition, exploitation, and personal struggles. Budgets are usually tight. Producers are often cruel to actors, and sometimes the latter face the uncomfortable reality of being asked to perform nude scenes in front of everyone. Sadly, Jennifer Lawrence has been a victim of all of this. Known for her exceptional talent and magnetic presence on screen, Lawrence has carved out a formidable career with iconic roles in films like the Hunger Games series, Silver Linings Playbook, and Joy, earning her critical acclaim and numerous awards. Yet beneath the surface of her success lies a troubling narrative of exploitation and mistreatment. At Elle's Women in Hollywood event in 2017, Lawrence courageously revealed a disturbing ordeal she endured early in her career. Recounting the painful experience, she talked about how producers of a film demanded that she lose 15 pounds in just 2 weeks, a demand that epitomizes the toxic culture of body image standards prevalent in Hollywood. To add insult to injury, Lawrence was subjected to a degrading nude lineup alongside women who were significantly thinner than her, with the photos intended to serve as inspiration for extreme dieting. But you might want to fasten your seatbelts for a second because the story is just beginning. Despite voicing her discomfort and objections to the inappropriate comments about her weight, Lawrence was met with dismissal and indifference from the producers. One of them even said she was still perfectly effable despite her weight. It was an ill-timed joke that must have left a bitter taste in her mouth. To make things crazier, Lawrence still believes such practices are prevalent in Hollywood to this very day, and that the only thing shielding her from ill treatment and exploitation is her star power. This casts a damning light on the practices that still prevail in the lower echelons of Hollywood. How long do we really have to wait for things to get right?
Alive a couple different ways, but the one that was upsetting was when I was actually in a box under the ground, because Fede wanted Shiloh to actually feel like there was...
Number 2. Jane Levy. The grueling demands of the film industry often push actors to their physical and emotional limits. And Jane Levy's experience on the set of Fede Alvarez's 2013 remake of Evil Dead is a testament to this reality. Portraying the character Mia, Levy endured a series of harrowing challenges that tested her resilience and commitment to her craft. One of the most daunting tasks Levy faced was being buried alive, a scene that required her to have a plastic bag around her head with an oxygen tube behind her ear. This claustrophobic and suffocating experience left her struggling for air at times, forcing her to dig herself out and confront her fears head-on. Just think about the sheer terror and horror she must have felt in those devastating moments. But guess what? The challenges didn't end there. Levy was required to perform a series of physically and emotionally demanding scenes, including pretending to cut her tongue in half, vomiting on someone's face, falling down a hill, crawling through a swamp, crashing a car, ripping her own arm off, and enduring an assault by a demon tree. Each of these scenes pushed her to her limits, leaving her physically exhausted and emotionally drained. She had given so much with little joy to show for it. The toll of these experiences was so bad that Levy herself admitted that by the end of filming she had nothing left in her. The grueling nature of the shoot took a significant toll on her well-being, both physically and mentally. It's no wonder, then, that she expressed reluctance about returning to the franchise, as evidenced by her absence from the upcoming Evil Dead Rise. Now, in spite of how traumatic Levy's ordeal was, what if I told you that the next story you'll hear in a minute is so heartbreaking that none of the tales you've heard so far come close? With her second appearance in our video today, the sheer magnitude of exploitation she faced is so crazy that you'll wonder if Hollywood only viewed her as a mere money-making tool. Grab a tissue because this one's going to hurt.
Who are you?
Oh, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
You are? I don't believe.
Number 1. Judy Garland. Hollywood may want you to forget its long history of studios exploiting and mistreating child stars, but no matter how it tries to clean its image, Judy Garland's dark past will forever serve as a tragic example of this abuse. MGM, notorious for running its young talents into the ground, pushed Garland to her limits at a tender age. By the time she was just 16 years old and had finished filming The Wizard of Oz, Garland was already addicted to barbiturates and amphetamines. Forced to work excruciatingly long hours on set, she relied on stimulants or pep pills to keep her performing when needed. And when sleep eluded her, she was given barbiturates and sleeping pills, trapping her in a dangerous cycle of dependence. It's no surprise that she became addicted to it as an adult. Adding to her torment, Garland struggled with body-shaming issues. During shoots, she was frequently compared to the thin screen sirens of her time, making her feel inadequate. On one occasion, MGM executive Louis B. Mayer often referred to Judy Garland as a fat little pig with pigtails. He demanded that she adhere to a strict diet consisting solely of chicken soup, black coffee, cigarettes, and pills to get thinner. When she actually became pregnant, MGM grew concerned about tarnishing her innocent image with fans. They ordered her to take more stimulants to counteract weight gain, while publicists spread rumors about her eating habits to divert attention from her pregnancy. As if the humiliation wasn't enough, Garland endured years of surveillance by her own trusted assistant, Betty Asher, who was hired as a spy by MGM. Every week, Asher meticulously documented Garland's activities, meals, and interactions to report back to the studio. When Garland eventually discovered the betrayal, she was devastated, mourning the loss of trust and privacy. The psychological and emotional toll of her never-ending exploitation was immense, leaving Garland scarred and vulnerable long after her Hollywood days. Bless her soul. As we conclude yet another journey through Hollywood's underbelly and the disturbing realities that lurk behind the glamour, feel free to let us know what story shocked you the most. But hey, if you find yourself stunned by secret demands from some of your favorite actors, you have to watch the next video currently displayed on your screen.